Today, we're going to be talking about goal setting for 2025. We're coming up on the new year, so we figured it'd be the perfect time to start brainstorming and thinking about what goals you want to achieve next year. We want to structure it in a way where we're starting with the big picture goal. And I like to encourage all of my clients, and I'm sure you guys too, is like think a year or 2 years out in the future. Like, where do you want to be? Who do you want to be? What do you want to accomplish? And then let's work that backwards to establish, okay, what do we need to do, every quarter, every month, every week, every day in order to move toward that goal. So what we'll do is we can talk about maybe one of our goals for the year, and then we could break it down as an example, and then we can give some tips and advice to everybody to start thinking about their goals and how they could break it down. So,
Sure.
Doran,
Can we start?
yep, it was kind of your
Yeah.
idea with breaking down your goal. So let's start with you.
Yeah. So my goal is to run a full marathon, and that is in May. So I've already started the process of reaching that goal, and I basically broke it down. Obviously, you start with the race date, and then program backwards from that, right? So I have a program that I follow to help set me up, take a little work away from me, and I Google the program to follow that fit my 3 days a week training, and has puts the structure there for me, so I don't have to do it myself.
Right.
Um,
So basically, you decided, okay, how many days do I need to commit to, or should I commit to
Yeah.
training?
exactly.
And then after you've established that, I'm sure you have to start somewhere with distance, and then that maybe progresses over time.
Yeah, exactly. You start shorter, slower, and you build to longer and faster.
Okay. What does that look like? When do you start?
Right now, I started kind of messing around with some running. I haven't got into the structure of it yet. The structure part will start in February, and so usually I'll have three or four different types of runs with a different purpose for each of them. So you'll have like an easy run, kind of just get your body used to putting on miles, and I guess I don't know. You can think of it as a warm up for the week, maybe. Tempo run, which is when you running at your desired race pace, how fast you want to run on race day. That's your tempo run usually. Your speed runs might be on the track even. That's going to help you increase your pace for longer distances. And so that might be through intervals. Certain distances, maybe it's only 200 to 400 meters. And then long runs, that's just your go out and get it done.
Time on the feet.
Yeah, time on the feet.
Yep.
So
So I'm assuming it would start like week one. You'd probably do lower mileage, obviously.
yes.
And then it would just slowly increase until, what do you think's the highest mileage you have to do in training before it? Is it
20.
20 miles. Okay,
20.
so you're going to start at maybe, what do you think your long run will start at? Like,
Probably 4 or 5.
okay.
Yeah,
And then your other runs maybe like 2 to 3 miles?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say
So you
so.
start pretty small and then slowly
Yep.
add
Just
up.
increases a little bit every week. So it's 4 months. So
Yeah.
12 week or 16 weeks.
16 weeks, yeah.
So every week it'll start at 4. So technically, if you start at 4, you go up a mile each week. That's 20 miles. So
How did you land on 3 days a week? Like, what made you decide that?
with my schedule right now, I knew I wanted to keep doing some CrossFit stuff and some Metcons. Like, we have our team workout on Monday, and then I do CrossFit also on Tuesday. So last year I attempted the same thing, and I just did too much. Like, I was trying to do a Metcon and then go out and run 6-7 miles.
Yeah.
And it was just too much for me. So I was really struggling with it. It wasn't in a good spot. So I ended up just throwing it all out the window and coming back again this year.
So now we're having more of a plan.
Yeah.
Going into the year. So
Yes.
you're basically eliminating 2 of your CrossFit workout days for a run, right?
Yep.
So you're only doing
Wednesday
maybe
and Friday.
3 Metcons a week or 2?
Yeah, two.
2 Metcons,
So Monday and
3
Tuesday,
runs. Yep.
and then Wednesday, Friday, Saturdays runs.
Okay.
Yep.
And are you doing strength training on some of those running days or no?
Every day, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Every
so you're
day.
still doing 5 days of strength training at
Yes.
least. And
Every day
then
will be
instead of
strength
doing a
training.
Metcon, you're running
Yep.
on those running days. Okay, cool.
Exactly.
So now we know.
Yep, that's the
Mhm.
plan.
Broke it down.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Exactly. Long run day is going to be on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you write that all down and you have it planned out,
Yeah.
you go back and look at that. I mean, that literally what I just said there, if it was written on a piece of paper, would be my entire plan from today to May 24th.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be like for people watching. You're like, oh, he's going to run a marathon. I can never do that. But it could be even just for like a 5K. Like we just had a few clients run their first 5K without stopping, and these are people that never thought they could run a 5K.
Yeah. They're like, well, I'll never run. They're like, I run around the building, and then they're like, oh, nope, time to walk. Like,
Yep.
that's it.
Yep.
And,
So
yeah, it's huge.
yeah, it's
Mhm.
huge. And we started the Couch to 5K program. So it's just like, okay, we have a goal. It's a 5K. Okay, let's work backwards. How long do we need to train before that? We did 12 weeks.
Yep.
And it started with like, I think you jogged as far as you could and then walked. It was like a 30-second jog,
Yeah.
1 minute walk or something.
I think it was 2 minutes. I think it was
Might have
30
been
on, 20 off.
Yeah, it might have been
Yeah.
30 seconds on, 2 minute walk. And then you repeated that for maybe a mile or two. Or a certain duration of time. I can't remember exactly what it
It
was.
would have been like 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, 20 or 30
maybe?
minutes probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Can't
But-
remember.
You started doing that 2 to 3 days a week, and then the duration of time just slowly increased until you could start running a little bit further. But it's a run, walk, and pretty much all of them until the point of the race.
Yeah.
So just goes to show if you have a goal, you just got to break it down into the right amount and have a plan and start super small. And that's what I did too. Like we ran the half marathon last year. The furthest I had ran before that was our annual Turkey Trot 5K.
Mm.
And I've done it 5K like 4 times in my life. And so we started just 2 to 3 miles, 2 days a week. And I was still doing the strength training, still doing just 3 Metcons a week, dialed it back like you were saying.
Yep.
And then on the Saturday, we started with, I think, 4 miles. So it was like 2 to 3, and then 4. Each weekend, it went up 1 mile until we got to 10. And then we alternated between like 10 and 8 or 10 and 6.
Mhm.
So I only ran 10 miles like twice. And then I did a few 8 and 6s and then went out and ran the half marathon. And I ran nonstop.
Mm.
So I was just blown away with how much easier it got just by slowly building up over I think we did a 12 or 16 week program too for that. So,
Yeah. That
and
would've
you
been
did the same
16
thing you did 2 races last
Did
year.
do 2 races.
So,
And that was, yeah, so the planning with that was fun. So I did the 12-week program as prescribed for the Tequamanon Trail Run, which is a 15.5-mile trail race with lots of elevation and all that fun stuff. So I ran 2 to 3 days a week, depending. Like I would do my long run each Saturday, and then I would do at least 1, if not 2 runs during the week. Sometimes, they're shorter, quick runs, or it was like hill runs, focusing on going up faster on the hills. And then doing my workouts 3 days, maybe I might have done a 4th day of strength or something like that. And then once it tapered off to the race, the highest mileage I got was a full half marathon for my training.
okay.
And then it tapered back.
Yeah. Yep.
So that was like the peak. So like it alternated the 8 and 10, and then it would go 8 and 11, then 8 and 12, and then 8 and then 13,
Mm-hmm.
and then it dialed back from there.
Yep.
So I'd already ran a half marathon
Yep.
in training, and then ran the trail race, and that was in August. And then I had the next half marathon at the end of October, and I knew, okay, I survived the trail race. That was 15.5 miles. So if I just coast and maintain at this point, I can make it there.
Yeah.
And basically most of what I did was just the long runs on the weekends. I did a few
It was probably just like maintenance type
short
at that
ones.
point.
I basically just maintained
Yeah.
and almost PR'd my half marathon
Yeah.
time until the last 2 miles. My quads cramped because I apparently need more salt. So that was kind of sad. But
Yeah.
with all the hills and everything, that was
Yeah.
because I ran almost the entire time with Katie.
Yep.
And we walked only to like take a drink and eat some fuel. and that was about it. And so that was the longest I had ran without stopping before.
Super cool.
So yeah, lots of fun things when you plan out for it, and then you've got that structure. You can accomplish things that you never. I mean, I didn't have the goal. I didn't set out in 2024 to be like, I'm going to run two half marathons and a 15.5 mile trail race.
Yeah.
I actually didn't even make that goal until like April.
Yeah,
And they're like, you should come and run with us. And I was like, I'll do it. Why not? And and then it turned into, then I'll sign up for this one because I already be in shape for it. And
yeah,
that's how that goes. How about you? What is your
my goal?
Yeah.
Well, I have a lot of different goals set. The one I think I'll probably talk about, it kind of aligns with yours, is making a personal post every week in relation to healthy living, fitness, that kind of thing. Because the goal out of this would be to inspire more people to start their health and fitness journey. So the goal is to get more people involved, hopefully in the gym on their health and fitness journey with one of our programs, something like that. And so if the goal, say, is to get, 100 new people started in the gym on their health and fitness journey for the year, what do I need to do to hit 100 people, signing up with us and starting, whether it's personal training, group training, a transformation program, whatever. Our goal is always to inspire people and educate people. That's a huge thing with your goal, is basically educating people and providing resources for people to learn and gain knowledge in health and fitness and stuff like that. So I've noticed that when I make a personal post, I get a lot more people to engage and like and share and love it. So it's just reaching more people. And one of the barriers over the last few years is like, you're kind of afraid of what to post on your personal page and like what people will think sometimes. But I'm trying to get better at just not really caring what people might think about it. I just want to share my story and what I care about and what my mission is, our mission is, which is to help people. So I really want to make one post every single week personally on my Facebook page, personal page, whether that's a video or just a regular post. Committing to that. So what do I need to do that? I need to set a goal, 52 in a year. I might break that down into a quarterly goal. So I need to do obviously 12 to 13 posts a quarter, 13 posts a quarter, and then one a week. So what do I need to do to prepare for that? I need to obviously think of ideas of what I want to post about. And have
how are you going to find these 52?
Exactly. So I've got 52 posts. That means that I need to spend time every single week, even if it's like 30 minutes, which I already have time blocked for my content stuff in the morning on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I need to spend 30 minutes just coming up with ideas. And I could even come up with a ton of ideas in one 30-minute window. And then at least I have the idea there, and then I can do the research and get the information that I want to create the post. I also want to decide, when do I want to post it, what day? So I'm going to be breaking all that down and basically time blocking it. What content do I want to put out? When do I want to put it out? As far as time and day. So all those things I am thinking about in order to achieve that goal. And then hopefully from that, I can start conversations and inspire people to come into the gym and talk with us and start working with us, or at least start something at home or somewhere else. I don't really care as long as people start doing something and making changes. Yeah. The goal for us is just to help people in the thumb of Michigan live healthier and happier. So this is one of those elements that's going to get me to that goal.
Mm-hmm. My goal, I guess we're moving on to mine.
Yep.
Okay.
You can move on to yours, unless you guys have any other questions.
You had kind of answered
drill
mine.
me. Let's
You
go.
answered mine.
Now you're putting me on the spot. Let's think. So, for your goal, do you have any tools that you're going to use that's going to help you with this?
Yeah. So I'm really good up here with what I want to say and what I want to share. I'm really bad when it comes to actually writing. So ChatGPT puts my thoughts into beautiful words. So that is a great tool to get your thoughts into a beautiful post. And it makes it more professional. It flows better. So I'll use that to help me create the content. I use Canva to create my images. So if I want to make a cool image to go with the post to grab people's attention so that they actually read it, I use Canva a lot of times for that. And then even beyond that, like one of the cool things about all the competitions and races that we've done is we've got all these really cool images from it. And so a lot of times, you guys probably noticed, like the posts that I make are usually from a competition that we've done because they're really cool professional photos of us lifting weights or running, like that running one you just said this morning. That picture of me going like this on the half marathon is super cool. You get the lake in the background. So I'll take those images and then I'll just put whatever title or headline on it that I want. Luckily, over the last few years, with all the mentors I've hired, I've gained a lot of knowledge with content creation and how to create a great post to help people actually engage with it. So hopefully I can inspire people to want to join the gym. Sometimes it takes, and another reason it's one a week, 52 in a year is because DeLorean, you might have to see a post for a new pair of shoes 8 different times before you actually buy it. And you guys can probably relate to that, especially like Christmas, Black Friday.
Yeah.
You might be drilled with those offers on something cool, and you might see it a dozen times for like, oh, okay, you know what? I'm going to pull the trigger and get this thing.
Yeah.
So
it's a sign.
I've got to put out.
That's what I tell myself.
Yep, 100%. Consistent information. And it might take somebody the whole entire year of seeing my post before they decide to join, but it'd be worth it if they do.
Yeah. I was going to say, you need one of those like waterproof sticky notes to put in your shower. Or have you seen those? Like, so when you get shower
That's a good
thoughts,
idea.
shower topic ideas.
You get a lot of good ideas.
There you go. That's a good Christmas present.
Yeah.
There you go.
Don't forget I said that.
Okay, write that down.
Write that down. Okay. My goal for 2025 is to set up and grow my YouTube channel. The goal is 10,000 subscribers, according to ChatGPT. It says that that's doable by December 31st of 2025. And it laid out a nice plan for me. So utilizing my resources, I asked it, I was like, so create a goal for 2025 for the YouTube channel, break it down into quarterly goals and then weekly goals and tasks. And so it's broken down Q1, January to March, focusing on building a strong foundation of posting content and refining the niche of who I'm trying to target with this. And then it says post 8 to 12 high quality videos, so 2 to 3 per month. So either working on putting out 1 video a week, that was my original goal, depending on how much time it requires for editing and everything like that. That might depend, I might go 4 a month or I might do 2 in a month. That'll depend on how long it'll take for me to edit everything and all that fun stuff. And then optimizing different things like keywords and titles and thumbnails, promoting on Instagram. And then it says the goal is to reach 2,500 subscribers by Q1, which I'm thinking it's going to grow more in like a curve where it'll be slower at first, but then it'll actually grow more by the end of the year, if I were to guess, but I don't really know. I don't know that much about YouTube. ChatGPT probably knows something more than I do. And then April through June, focusing on growing the audience engagement. So more like giving freebie ebooks or lead magnet, stuff like that. And then replying to comments, things like that, doing some shorts. And it just breaks it down really easy with that of each month. And then it increases the last, 3 months, last quarter, posting 10 to 14 videos.
So that'd be like your 1 a week, pretty much.
Yeah. And
After
so
you get better at it. Probably.
Yeah, that would get down to like the 1 a week. Once it's in the flow and like, okay, you know how to edit now and you're used to your style and things like that. And then it breaks down on what I should do weekly as far as content creation, promotion, analytics, and then it even gives me a schedule with it.
Yeah.
And so pretty much any goal you have, you can just type it in there and
It'll break it down.
It'll break it down for you, and you can put in different, be like, oh, well, I, have this work schedule. And so how do I make my goals in 2025 with these considerations? And then it'll give you an option, and then you can always edit it and be like, okay, well, I need to do this, this, and this. And it's,
Very cool.
so I asked, is this realistic? And it said, yes, the plan is realistic if you can maintain consistency and align your efforts with your current resources, time, and energy. And here's why it's achievable. Just says posting the 2 to 3 high quality videos is manageable for most people starting off.
Does it tell you like a duration of time is the best or no?
For videos,
Video.
Yeah.
I could ask it that.
Yeah.
But
Because I think your goal was to do like a long video and then
A
break
long
it down into
yes.
short clips so
Yeah.
people can get kind of like bite-sized information.
right. And the long form videos would be anywhere from like 8 to maybe 15 minutes is what I'm going to go for, because anything longer than that, like even when I'm watching YouTube, sometimes
Like
I'm
this.
yeah, it's just like, oh, for 30 minutes, you're like, I don't really want to watch it for 30 minutes. But
Yeah.
it's like, if it's 8 minutes, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
like I'll see what they got to say. Like a lot of the engagement ends after the first few minutes anyways.
Yep.
So
That could be a goal for us is to, I really need to get better at making shorter clips of these videos
Yes.
so that people engage and watch all the way through.
I heard something too, like for YouTube videos, when you're making them, to keep somebody's attention, you want to constantly like frame to frame to frame, like
Yes.
for no more than like 5 seconds,
yeah,
because that's the attention span.
yes,
Yeah.
that is true. You
Isn't
have
that
like very
crazy?
short little
Yeah.
clips.
So they would have to have like 3 or 4 cameras set up, and then
Yeah.
they would like get
Yeah.
my face, Bethany's face, your face every time we talk. It's like
Yeah.
rotate.
Yeah.
And then that helps keep your
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one way of doing it, or doing like just stock image, like stock
Yeah.
videos and
Yeah.
stuff
pop
like
it up
that.
and
Pop-ups and
Yeah, that's one way to do the video, and then there's also some people will do like more vlog style, where it is like traveling around and stuff like that, and it's a little bit longer form. Or you might be working on something for like 30 seconds, or
Yeah. Get out the car, set your camera up, pull out of the driveway, pull back in, grab your camera.
Yeah,
and go.
yeah, things like that for sure. And just like putting the clips in everywhere and stuff like that,
Yeah.
or like for cooking, like all the different steps of the cooking, just like
Yeah.
boiling the water and then putting the pasta in, and that kind of
for
stuff.
the longer things, like converting it to an actual podcast where you can listen to it would be better, which we can do that too.
For this,
The
yeah.
problem is there's so many different things that you can do. I would encourage you to focus on one thing,
Yeah.
and that's where I try to do too much at once, and then all of it kind of suffers.
You don't want to
Mhm.
spread
So,
yourself
yeah,
too
you need to
thin.
dial in on what's the most important thing to do,
Yes.
or you can have people help you.
Mhm.
That's the other
That
idea.
too.
Tools and things like that,
ChatGPT.
like Opus.
Or-
Breaking down your long form into short form. That's
Yeah.
gonna be really cool.
yeah.
But
Main takeaways for everybody. that's- Not to go into the
getting
YouTube
into-
rabbit hole.
Yeah, people don't care about.
They're like, we don't care
creating
about
content.
YouTube. They're like, we don't want to do that. It's like, okay. Biggest thing is use tools that are going to help you, for one. Make it easier on yourself. You don't have to take the hard road.
Yep.
It's like usually trying to start a new habit is hard enough.
Yep.
And then 2, breaking it down. So set your long, big goal.
Yep.
Break it down into quarters or weekly or like daily tasks. Like if your goal is to, okay, I want to get healthier this new year, very broad goal. It's like, okay, I want to get healthier. All right, what's going to make you healthier? Like ask a question with every goal that you have. Okay, what's going to make me healthier? Walking and eating more vegetables. Cool. All right, that's pretty simple. So the first quarter, so you focus on, okay, I'm going to walk 30 minutes every day or 5 days a week. Take a 30-minute walk. That's your 150 minutes of activity. And then I'm going to add vegetables to lunch and dinner and focus on getting that in 5 days a week or 6 days a week if you're starting from the bare beginnings. And then do that for the whole quarter and remind yourself of it weekly. So then have like your weekly goals or your weekly tasks of like, okay, I need to cut up the veggies and make a veggie bucket. And then I'm going to buy new walking shoes or get a walking pad for my
And-
desk or something like that.
And schedule a time.
Schedule a time for it.
Make it fit in your schedule, and maybe you only can get 2 or 3 in. Start with 2 or 3, and then the next quarter reassess. Maybe you can make it 4 or 5.
Right.
You know.
Yep. Then it's like next quarter, it's like, okay, now I want to focus on adding resistance training. So then you come into the gym 2 to 3 days a week to get your muscles stronger. And then you focus on, okay, I'm going to add more protein to my diet. And then each quarter you can focus on something different. And so it keeps you on that path of getting healthier without overwhelming you at the beginning. Because if you try to focus on 10 different things, I need to walk more, I need to get into the gym, I need to eat more vegetables, more protein, more water, more sleep. I need to cut down
it's
my screen
overwhelming,
time.
yeah.
I need to read more. It's like,
Yeah.
that's so many different things. It's like,
And then none of them are going to happen.
right. You're
Exactly.
overwhelming yourself with too many things. And then, they don't end up happening. So focus on like little things at a time, maybe 2 to 3 habits at a time.
And my recommendation on that would be like, do those 2 or 3 things consistently until it becomes easy or second nature, and then you can add in the next thing.
Yeah.
And some of those tasks, it might only take a couple weeks, and you're like, okay, this is pretty easy. I'm doing it consistently. And then you can add in a new thing. Some of those might take months before it becomes
Mhm.
routine and easy for you. So that would be my recommendation. Is like, do it until it becomes second nature, just becomes part of your daily routine. You don't have to think about it so much, and then add in like the next task. Or you can do obviously 90-day blocks before you add something else in.
Yeah.
And then make sure that you're reminded of it daily
Yep.
as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, one thing that you can do, you can get a habit app on your phone and create a widget. Which, if you don't know what it is, then got to catch you up. So I have a habit app on my phone, and I created a widget for it. So all I got to do to log my habit is to click that. I have grayscale right now, so you can't see the colors, but it does have colors.
Yeah.
And you can also make one where it shows how many you've completed for the week,
Yeah.
how many days you completed.
Interesting.
And so that's a good way to have a reminder
So
on
you
there.
got journal, full body workout, 30 minutes of walking. So super simple.
Mhm.
Just 3 things that you want to
3
do
things.
pretty much every day.
Yep.
Or a few days a week.
Yeah, like my goal is to 5 days a week for the full body workout, 30 minutes of walking 5 days a week, journal 5 days a week, but not
80% of the time pretty much.
and not
Yeah.
don't miss 2 days in a row is the goal. So that's I don't know what, there's like a different name for that, or maybe that is the whole name, but as long as you don't miss 2 days in a row, it's not a pattern. Like one day off, it's like, all right, you'll get back on tomorrow. It's like something comes up, you get sick. I guess I didn't really work out much last week, but that's okay because I was sick. And it's like, okay, just get back to it. It just keeps you on the routine and doesn't let you get away from it. So trying not to miss 2 days in a row unless something major comes up.
Yeah, that would be my tip is, don't let like the days that you don't do it, like throw you off track. Just get back on track the next day. But also don't shoot for perfection, because
Yes.
then you won't stick with it all year. I want you guys to really think about like, what do I want to accomplish over the year, not what do I want to accomplish in the first month or 2 of the year.
Mhm.
Think long term, think consistency, sustainability, simplicity, not quick fix, 100% perfection, intense. I don't want anybody to think about that. Think more long term of what's going to make you a better person or a better version of yourself, at the end of the year, not at the end of the first couple months. But that'd be my recommendation for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Set realistic expectations from the start.
Yep.
Don't expect yourself to be able to take yourself closer to your goal every single day. There's going to be things that come up and that get in the way, but it's only temporary.
Mm-hmm. One of the quotes that I heard not too long ago was, the longer it takes you, the longer it lasts. The quicker it takes you, the faster you get there, the shorter it lasts, or the quicker you fall back to your old habits. So even though people are like, oh man, it took me, a year to lose 20 pounds or something like that, when there's people that lose it in a couple months, the people that lose 20 pounds in 1 year are going to keep that 20 pounds off. It's going to last longer than if you lost it in 1 or 2 months. It's going to come back a lot quicker because those habits haven't been cemented in.
Yep.
So it's a big thing for the New Year's resolutions and all of that.
Yes.
In the grand scheme of things, 1 year is not that much time. Especially, a really fun question I like to ask people is, when was the last time you were XYZ. So somebody wants to, feel better and comfortable in their skin, or, be more confident. Okay, when was the last time you were confident and felt comfortable in your skin? And for a lot of people, it's like, oh man, back in my 20s in college, okay, so it's been 15 years since you were at that point.
Mhm.
Don't expect to solve it in a month or two.
Yeah.
Give yourself a year, 2 years, maybe even 3 years. But if you think about it in comparison, it took you a year or two to get to the point where you felt 15 years ago. It's so worth it
Yeah.
in the long run.
That's true.
And most of the time we don't think about it, or we don't see it in that view,
No,
Yeah.
exactly.
in that
So-
timeline.
Yep. Any other tips?
No, not for me.
Put a sticky note on your mirror
Yeah.
of your goals.
Even like reminder screensavers, sticky notes. You can write it in your, I have a planner, so I can like write in my planner, like, hey, do this every day, reminders, that kind of stuff would be good.
Put sticky notes on the fridge.
Yeah, on the
Mhm.
fridge. Set reminders in your phone, like alarms to go off. If
Mhm.
you have a specific habit you need to do at a certain
I
time,
do that.
I have that too, like reminders. I go, oh, I need to do XYZ right now. For a lot of people, it's like water. If you have a sedentary job, it's like getting up and walking around the office just so you're moving more. You might have a reminder that goes off every hour or two to like get up, drink water, walk around, move, stretch. Just because sitting 8 hours a day doesn't help you, with your goals or anything. So
No.
small things like that can help. I want to do one fun thing before we wrap up. What are some or one activity that you're going to do in 2025 or that you're looking forward to doing?
Oh,
Besides the marathon.
yeah. Besides that, some activity.
What activities do you love? I can think.
I can think of a couple.
Say them all.
All right. Well, the first one is the Tough Mudder.
Okay.
So that's kind of health and fitness, but I'm gonna do that with my sister in June, or I don't remember, sometime in the summer. But that'll be fun. And the other one is trip to Oregon. So I would consider it an activity. Visiting a friend with my dad.
What are you guys going to do?
Fish, hike.
That's an activity. That's
Walk.
An activity.
Yeah.
There you go.
Um,
You
Yeah.
gonna play any golf
I know.
next summer?
yeah, probably a lot.
There you go.
Yeah.
Golf.
Yeah.
What about you, Bethany?
Golf, some pickleball, and car camping.
Ooh,
Sometimes
yeah.
solo. So just driving somewhere and hanging out for a weekend a little bit and
Cool.
getting some fresh air and some fishing. It's
Sweet.
fun. Not really trying to catch anything specific, just something to do.
Just throw a line in the water.
Yeah.
Yep, just get out, be with nature. It'll be fun. At least one overnight backpacking trips
Sweet.
for like a couple miles of like a hike out and a hike back.
We need to do that this year. We were planning on doing this last year, but next year.
Yeah, it's probably it for now.
For me, well, I want to commit to running some more in the spring and summer. I actually really enjoyed it. So whether that's a day a week or 2 days a week, just getting out and doing some running. Playing golf. I want to play golf at least once a week during the summer. Might just join league maybe this year.
Better.
Yeah. And then recently, so my favorite sport growing up was hockey, and I played for 10 years. And then we played an alumni game for a couple years after graduation, and then that kind of stopped. And I just picked up playing hockey again on Sundays for men's league for the first time in 8 years, and I'm having a freaking blast with it. So like playing hockey, golf, doing more activities I love. So those are some of the things that I want to do next year too. And I just wanted to ask that question because I want to get people thinking about activities that they love, because that's just one more reason to try to improve your health and fitness. Because, at the end of the day, we don't just train to look great. We train to be able to do things that we love, and going on a hiking trip and, playing golf and playing hockey, doing whatever activities you want to do, playing with your kids and grandkids, that requires some form of fitness and strength and mobility and functionality that we lose as we age. So just to give you another reason to train or resist, walk, get outside, take care of yourself, is the activities that you want to be able to do. So that just gives me another reason to stay in shape, is because I want to do those things for as long as I possibly can.
Absolutely.
The other thing I want to do is I would love to go on at least one hiking trip somewhere, because that was a blast. Me and Katie, even just up in Bel Air in Michigan, like we went on a trail run actually, because we were training for the half marathon, and that was a blast. They have really cool trails, so you don't even have to go that far to be able to do that kind of stuff.
Go to the UP for the next one.
Yeah. So that's it for today. Hopefully this was helpful. Be sure to like and subscribe so we can gain our followers, like Bethany was talking
Subscribers.
about. Yep, subscribers. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Thanks again for tuning in to the Trainer Talk. If you are ready to gain back control of your health and fitness, we would love to sit down and chat with you to see if we can put together a plan for you. All you have to do is head to TaylorHutchinsonFitness.net and book a free consult. Again, make sure you like and subscribe if you like the video, and hopefully we'll see you soon.